And at this point, it was just sort of kick about at lunchtime. But at lunchtime, like, it was still very competitive, and everyone wanted to win no matter what team you're on. Like, you all live on the fence and pick our teams, but no matter what team you're on, you always want to win. And even like when the lunch bell ran, you do like someone shout, "Let's go win, let's go win," so that means that whatever team you're on, you could be 100-0 down. Whoever scores the next goal wins the entire match. And that's like everyone's running around doing like 100%. They want to get that next goal. You know, so it doesn't really matter if you're 100-0 down. You just score one goal and then you won the match. And that's it. The reason I play football is because when you do play well, when you do, you know, as a centre back, when I do play a ball into midfield that like splits their midfield line, it's like a sort of adrenaline rush. The feeling of playing well and knowing you did something really, really good, for me, makes it all worth it of going through those times when you feel like you play like trash, you know. If I could put all my eggs into one basket and just focus on one thing, it would definitely just be to play football as high level as possible. My memory of playing football is probably, I remember, it's not an exact memory, but it's like, I remember like the day and the team and like what was happening. It was like a little like match on Priory Park, and it's like these little like triangles of grass like around like the country area, and it was just a, not even a team, it was like a local like guy that would run toddlers and stuff to play football, and I was playing in a little match there and there's some other kids, and yeah. I don't really know if I love football because I'm good at it, or if I'm good at football because I love it. What do I think of school? Good question. It was a waste of my time. I fucking hated school.
Mr. Caspian's killer told me so. La 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 la. Turn it down on the radio. La 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 la. My poor summer vibes girl. Mister.
If people want to tell you you're stupid, eventually you sort of stop giving a fuck and sort of stop trying, you know? I mean, the only sort of things I liked at school were woodwork and PE, and obviously the football team, but even that, it kicked me out of after an incident with the coach. So yeah. Yeah, for me, for school, like, it was just chaos. I mean, I was never really lost as such. I was just sort of hectic, you know? It was never a positive place for me. I mean, the reason why I keep playing football is because I feel like in school especially, I always felt like one of the sort of lower sort of people in the class, you know, I feel like one of the most stupid people in the class. Whereas in football, it's sort of like my element, you know? It's like I always feel like one of the best, and that's a nice change. I think because of how like school was never like a nice place for me, I eventually sort of gave up and stopped caring and trying really. Not being told that I'm stupid, but sort of being made feel like I am stupid, you know, by teachers and other students and stuff. And eventually, you know, I sort of was like, oh, fuck this, I don't care anymore.
CJ, no way you should be winning that against you!
That's it, isn't it? As simple as that, yeah? So, entry into the final third, I think it's Tom who clears the ball or somebody. So he steps in, ball, control in front. Give what I mean, like a shot there. One thing that's big for me is that as a coach, one of my favourite qualities is like the attitude and the persistence of a player. And I think that the more you persist and the more you keep yourself, the more you keep your the more you keep yourself in the picture, the better chance you have. Yeah, I think Tom, he's got something that I love in players in his athleticism. I think he's quick. I think he's sharp. And one thing I like about him as he plays a centre back is that he's quite a brave centre back. He tries things, and I wouldn't say a weakness, but definitely an area for his development is that whilst he's very brave in trying these things from his position in centre back, like trying to pass into the centre mid or the opposite centre mid or the centre forward. Whilst I think he's brave at that, I think that when he fails and he doesn't go the way he plans, he becomes frustrated and agitated, and then he's sort of, for lack of a better term, he loses his head a little bit. And I think that whilst being brave is one of his best things, the reverse side of not seeing the instant success of his bravery makes him kind of frustrated, and then it becomes the next thing and the next thing and the next thing's frustrated. So he's only 17. Again, he's following a different route into football that we've talked about. It's not the conventional route, and there are things it's always important to remember that as well as we see them as footballers, but most importantly they're people first, and the people have pressures and people have things that they're dealing with that also, no matter what you're doing on the pitch or no matter how much money you ever earn on the pitch, you're still human. You're not insulated or immune from other things that are going to affect your mentality. I think it was something about no hunger in paradise. It was a book, and it was saying that any given point, players playing, I think it was academy football in England, they have something like a 0.012% chance of reaching the top level, or Premier League level, and they have, which is equated to like the same amount of chance of being struck by lightning. So the odds are really not in the favour of young players. That doesn't mean that it can't happen though. So that's always important to remember.
Football's been the thing he loves. He picked up a ball when he was 2, and he's not really able to put it down. It's his passion. He's obsessive about training. To be honest, I think he kind of loves it more than he loves me. It's who he is. Football's just what he is, who he is. He's diagnosed as autistic. He's got ADHD and I think auditory processing, which essentially means his brain doesn't process information in the way that most people's brains would, so he doesn't retain information. ADHD means he finds it really hard to focus and retain his attention. And of course the autism is a communication skill, so when he does get into trouble because he hasn't been paying attention, he hasn't been listening, or they say he hasn't been trying listening, he can't communicate well and articulate himself, so it just leads to an enormous amount of frustration. He felt stupid. He says he doesn't care that people would call him or say think he's stupid, the teachers think he's stupid, but I think he does. I think it really, really upsets him, and that's why it manifests in getting angry and in school situations getting into fights. And inevitably, at times, it all completely blows up and becomes a disaster. I mean, his school life thus so far has been really, really challenging for him, for me, and no doubt as well for the school teachers. I think his sport, his football, it's his only release. It's the only time you really see he's very focused, but you can see that he feels like he's achieving something, it's something he feels confident in. It makes him happy. It's always made him happy. It's the only way to sort of vent the frustration. I know a lot of people would say it's irresponsible of me to let him put education on the back foot, it's bad parenting. But who am I to not allow him to have an opportunity, not let him do something he's good at, he enjoys, and not allow him to at least have a chance at following his own dreams. He's never going to be a banker or a doctor or, work in management. That's not him. But I think football, he feels like he's achieving, and I know who's developing other skills. And most importantly, he's happy.
Can I ask you a question? I'm not really too sure what you're trying to do in this film. Because, right, so your story, your film, it starts with me. And to me, a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? And if your story starts with me, it's probably going to end with me too. But that means that you think that my story goes no further. But that's not true. For example, I have a game tomorrow, and you never know, I might get spotted by someone. They might like me, they might not be great. I mean, whereas in films, ends are more sort of, definite and absolute. In real life and in football, that's not the case at all. Usually in football, ends are sad. It means you get too old, too injured, or just never make it in the first place. I don't really think that it's my end of my journey yet. I go from one day into another, repeating the same sort of steps, hoping that it sort of pays off. I think for me, it's just the beginning. I wouldn't swap this like anything. I mean, your story, your film may end here, but it doesn't mean that mine has to, and it won't.
Tony.
Oh.
Meet Claire. Well, say hello.
Tony. Tony. I need you to see.
So what do you think? Approachable or handsome? Approachable or handsome? See, I'm not sure about the stripes because I feel like, don't they make me look a little bit too rotund? Yeah, sure. Anyway, I think I'm going to go for these because I'm not really looking for anything, so it's fine. So, what do you want to eat tonight? I was thinking, Indian. No, we had pizza last night. Okay, fine, we're going to settle this. Best of 3. Fine, pizza. We'll get it on the way back from work. Sure. So, France. You know, I can speak a little bit of French. Judange, Brie, Baguette. Are you planning on going anytime soon?
I'm actually moving there next week.
Oh. Do you want to hang out before then?
You talk to an egg.
There's no need to be harsh. Hugo. Oyster? I've got one of those too.
First floor. Doors opening.
I've never been stalked before, but this feels like what I'd imagine it to feel like.
I'm not stalking. I'm from the library, remember?
Yeah, well, why are we hiding behind that tree?
I was building up courage.
For?
I wanted to show you. Look, I have an Oyster card. I'm not a liar.
Thanks for showing me.
It's alright. I've got others. Look, I've got a debit card, and I've also got this rail card, so I can go pretty much anywhere I want.
What's with the egg?
Oh, it symbolises a relationship that totally destroyed me mentally and broke my heart.
Right.
So I was wondering if like I could walk you back to your house.
Okay, but don't touch me, I've got mace in my bag. Okay, stop. I live around here. I'm not going to tell you where, just in case you are stalking me or something. And I can tell you probably wanted to kiss me, make it awkward between us.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And plus you walk around with an egg.
True, yes, I do.
So don't come here looking for me. Close your eyes.
What?
Just close your eyes.
Okay. No, I didn't want to kiss her. Hugo, I've been thinking about a few things, and I think maybe it's a good time for you to move out. You know, meet new people, find your own way in the world. I'll be here if you need anything, of course, but I just feel like it's the best that maybe we part ways for a while. What do you think? Well, say something. I need your response. Come on now, don't start crying. This could be my chance at real happiness. This is for love. Perfect. Bonjour.
What?
I made you a cake. Gâteau. It's Hugo. Look, I listened to what you said, and basically I've realised that I'm in love with you, Amelia. And I was in a really bad place until just now, but I'm okay now, and I want to come with you to Paris. Je t'aime?
Neil, I've got a boyfriend.
Who, him?
Neil, we've met twice, on one of the occasions that really weirded me out. I'm glad you're better now. Bye.
Oyster card. I've got one of those.